All right. Thank you all for joining us for the Kaiser presentation for Kaiser Permanente. So for our next presenter, I am really happy to introduce Yolanda Smith from Kaiser Permanente. Yolanda is a senior, round of applause for Yolanda. Yolanda is a senior retirees solution manager with Kaiser, and she focuses on helping those aging into Medicare understand how it works with their employer-sponsored plan. So I think she's going to tell you a little bit about One Pass. Is that right? All right. So step right up here. There's no room mic, so you'll have to speak loud. And this mic is going to our members joining in at home on Zoom. So you'll have to stand right here on camera.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just get out of your way. And here's your slide. Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead and stand right here and talk into this mic. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you again. Okay. My name is Yolanda Smith, and I am a senior retiree solutions manager at Kaiser Permanente. And I work with the retiree benefits team on the plans that are available to you as a Kaiser Senior Advantage member. So I've been asked to come and talk about some of the changes that are going to be occurring with your plans as of 2025. So first of all, I want to find out how many of you are current Senior Advantage members in the room? Oh, great. So the majority of you are our Senior Advantage members. The next question is, how many of you are current Silver and Fit members? Okay, quite a few, could be more. So what we're going to talk about is a change that's going to be occurring in 2025 with your gym membership. So Kaiser Permanente currently partners with Silver and Fit to provide you with a free gym membership. Well, that's going to be changing as of January 2025. Kaiser has partnered with Optum, which is going to be providing you with a benefit called One Pass. One Pass is going to be providing you with a core benefit, a core health benefit of a free gym membership. I brought some flyers here in the room and in the room over next door that you can pick up that talks about the One Pass changes. So some of the things that are going to be occurring with this is if you're currently a Silver and Fit member and have been to the gym within the last 9 months, you will be automatically moved over to the One Pass platform. Now, if you have not been to the gym, and we know that that happens, you're going to have to take action as of January 1 when the benefit becomes available. Now, I know that Sarah's renewal is as of February. However, your plan will take place as of January 1 for your Silver and Fit change from Silver and Fit to One Pass. All of the plans will be added with this benefit. So every provider, employer group that offers health insurance benefits that are related to Senior Advantage will be adding this additional benefit. It will be, I see you, I'm going to get you in a minute. It will be a core benefit very similar to your optical benefit. I'm not sure if you were aware that you do have an optical eyewear allowance benefit that's available to you as a Senior Advantage member. So you have a $150 eyewear allowance that's available to you every 24 months when you're enrolled in Senior Advantage. After you see the optometrist for your exam, you take your prescription down to our Vision Essentials department at the facility, and you can have your prescription filled. If your benefit is available at that time, again, it's available to you every 24 months for the optical benefit of $150. They have frames from cheap and cheerful up until the high-end frames. So that's a really nice benefit that's available to you as well. It is a core benefit along with the One Pass benefit. Now, let me go back to the One Pass benefit a little bit. The One Pass change and to that benefit is that they have a core platform as well as an enhanced platform. Currently, with your Silver and Fit membership, if you utilize the enhanced platform, you have to pay for those gyms. If you utilize the enhanced platform on the One Pass platform, you will not pay for it. It is all inclusive and it is a free benefit. They have gyms from your 24-hour fitness, In Shape, Planet Fitness, etc., up until like Orange Theory. Some of your boutique gyms are also participators in that plan, like Bar One, the Pilates gyms, etc. So I encourage you to look at that platform now. It's not available until January, but you can start looking at it to see what gyms are available to you. Okay. And make your selection. You also have access to in-home kits. So before, with the Silver and Fit program, you could only choose either or. With this particular partnership, you have access to everything that's available, including the in-home kit. One of the kits that I am aware of is the yoga kit, where they will send you a mat, a block, and then a video cassette. You can also utilize their online platform, which gives you access to live classes at home. So if you're not comfortable with the gym, you can utilize that benefit as well. They also have a partnership with your local rec centers or senior centers. So if they're providing programs such as dance classes, like step or line dancing, you can go to those, and those will be free to you as well, as long as that senior center is participating on the One Pass platform. The goal is to get you to be engaged with fellow persons within your community, right? Because we want you to maintain that independence. And it goes along with Kaiser's core theme of making sure that you have a healthy lifestyle, even in retirement. So we want to take care of not only the internal you, but the physical and mental you. There is also a brain fitness program also available on that platform. So you can access that as well, where you will be able to play games that stimulate your mind and keep you active, right? All that cognitive energy that you have, it'll help stimulate that, and it allows you to maintain your independence as a retiree. So I'm really excited about this new platform because it's not a either or, it's all. So you have access to everything that's available on that platform. And again, that's available in January of 2025. Another change that's going to be occurring with as an early retiree and as well as a, a senior advantage member, in February, when your contract renews, you'll have an enhanced hearing aid benefit. So the board has approved increasing your hearing aid benefit. Currently is $1,000 every 36 months per device. That's available to you. In 2025, you will have $2,000 per device that's available to you for hearing aid benefits. So another nice enhancement to the ACERA benefits that are available to you as a retiree of Alameda County. Now I'm going to take the question from this young lady back here that had a question. Make sure I answer her question, and then I can answer any other questions that you have. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, and you have a question? So her question is, she currently attends a city sport, and she wants to make sure that they're going to be part of the One Pass platform. And I believe City Sport is on that platform. It's probably under the enhanced platform, but you can go ahead and take a look now. Utilize the flyer, and it has the One Pass website on there, and you can look now to see what gyms are available to you. But I believe City Sport is part of that program. It is free. The enhanced, she asks, is the enhanced platform at a cost? The enhanced platform on One Pass will be a free benefit. So it's different than Silver and Fit. Again, Silver and Fit has a core plan design and an enhanced plan design. If you utilize the enhanced plan design on Silver and Fit, then you pay for it. On the One Pass platform, which is where we're going to be moving to in January, if you utilize the enhanced platform, that is a free benefit. So you do not pay for it. Absolutely. So her question is, she's a Kaiser member and she's trying to figure out how to access the additional benefits that are available, such as the hearing allowance and the optical benefit. So my answer to you would be, you have to be enrolled in Senior Advantage. So that means you're enrolled in Medicare Parts A and B, and they are assigned to the employer, meaning that you've assigned it over and you're enrolled in the Senior Advantage plan. If you are, then you have access to these two benefits, including all of the other benefits, which have a $10 copay for your doctor's office visit. You have a $10 copay for outpatient surgery, which most of our procedures are done on a outpatient basis, 100% inpatient, the optical benefit, the hearing aid benefit. I believe there's also a chiropractic benefit that's available to you as well. And you have an out-of-pocket max. So that's one other thing that I want to explain to you guys. So a lot of people see that $1,000 at the top of their benefit summary. That is not a deductible. That is a out-of-pocket max. That means if you had a bad year on the Acera plan, that would be the most that you would pay on that plan. Okay, is $1,000. So that's your stop loss. So that's a really rich plan that you have available. It would be extremely difficult for you to hit it on the Acera plan because everything is pretty much covered, right? Also in 2025, you're going to have an out-of-pocket max for your prescription drug benefits. So that's going to be a nice benefit as well. Medicare with the Inflation Reduction Act has capped the out-of-pocket, added an out-of-pocket max. It went from $8,000 to $2,000. So if you utilize $2,000 worth of prescription drugs in 2025, you will not have any share of costs until the next year. It recycles itself annually. So that is another positive of your employer offering. Other questions? Yes, sir, in the blue? Absolutely. So he is asking the question and referring to podiatry, where they had a clinic in Oakland, I believe, where they would allow you to walk in and get your toenails clipped, and in Fremont as well. Those clinics all closed due to the COVID. So now those procedures are handled within the doctor's office if they are going to do it. So you would make an appointment with your physician to see if, and it would be medically necessary, meaning that it would be part of a diabetic care treatment, that they would be utilizing and providing you with that benefit. So the clinics closed due to COVID. Okay, does that make sense? I saw a gentleman over here. Yes, sir. So the question is, the YMCA was not within the list on the Silver and Fit platform. When Silver and Fit had a limited benefit for YMCA, so they had limited contracts with different Ys. With the One Pass platform, I have already confirmed all of the Ys are part of the One Pass platform. So if you want to join a YMCA, you will have access to that through the One Pass platform as a Senior Advantage member. Okay? Yes, sir. As of January 2025, that benefit becomes available. Yes, ma'am. So her question is, if I enroll in a gym and I'm not happy with that gym, do I have to maintain that gym for the full year? And the answer is no. You can change gyms as often as you want. You could change a gym every month. If you're seasonal, you want to go to a pool in the summer, you can move over to another gym that has a pool. You can change the gyms as often as you want. Other questions? Yes, Mike.
So, let me.
Okay, there's two questions about going to multiple gyms. Can you have a membership in two gyms at the same time? Like one person gave the example of going to one that for weightlifting and one for swimming, and then the other person's giving the example of going to two different 24-hour fitnesses.
Okay, so the question is, are you able to have two gym memberships at the same time? And the answer is no. Now, so so you can only have one gym at a time. Again, you can switch as often as you like. However, with the question about 24-hour fitness, 24-hour fitness no longer has the various levels like they used to have in the past. Like they had the Magic Johnson gyms. All of the gyms are part of the platform. So you could go to any 24-hour fitness. That's the only distinction, right? And if you're going to like In Shape, they have gyms anywhere. So you can go to any In Shape gym. If one has a pool and the other one doesn't, you can go to that one, right? So those are the only types of gyms that you would have to be, you can have more access to. Does that make sense? Planet Fitness is the same way. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. Let me get her. Yes, ma'am. So she's asking me the question in regards to the options that are available through the One Pass platform. The One Pass platform allows you to have access to gyms, at-home kits, brain fitness programs, and the social program. You have access to it all. It's not either or. It's access to all of it. Um, wait. Oh, thank you. So she's giving gratitude for the change in the plan design, to be able to have access to the social component of being a retiree. And that is so true. That allows for you again to maintain your independence. And that's what we want. We want to make sure that you enjoy retirement. It's all about that socialization. I myself, I do line dancing, I do kickboxing, I do Zumba, I do all of that. And I'm a cancer survivor, and that helps me. That helps me to get stronger and enjoy my community and enjoy my event. So I totally am a proponent of this move to the One Pass platform. I'm super excited for you, and I hope it's available when I become Medicare eligible. Mike? Sure, I'm gonna come to you. Okay. The question is, are spouses entitled to the One Pass benefit? And the answer is, if they're enrolled in Senior Advantage and they're on the Acera plan, they have access to the One Pass benefit. So they have to be in Senior Advantage and on the Acera plan, and they have that benefit. They have all of the benefits, the optical, the Cairo, the hearing aid. They have all the benefits as a Senior Advantage member through Acera. And this gentleman right here with the little hat on? Yes. Okay. So his question is, he's a member of Crunch, and if he wanted to go to another gym with Crunch, he would take his membership over to that gym while he's visiting in another city, because they give you a membership card or an ID. You would utilize that at that Crunch gym. Yes. And I'm going to turn it over back to Mike so that Carla can do her thing. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Yolanda. Amazing presentation. Okay, we're going to stick with Kaiser. I'm really pleased to introduce Carla Nubling, who is a patient educator with Kaiser Permanente, and she's going to do a presentation on brain fitness. So thanks for being here, Carla.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Just let me know if I'm in that screen, because otherwise it's the floating head syndrome, right? Oh, there it goes. Thanks. Hello, welcome everyone. You just had a wonderful hello. Hi. Thank you so much for coming today and for being here for yourself, because that's why you're here, is you're here to help yourself improve what you know is important to you, and that's your brain fitness, right? I am not only a health educator, but I'm also a physical therapist. My passion is in rehab, in neurological rehab. So I've worked many years as a physical therapist in acute rehab, working with people who've had strokes, spinal cord injuries, head injuries of all ages. And I currently am working in a community program in Santa Clara for people to maintain their mobility and their abilities, along with 2 other disciplines, an occupational therapist and a speech therapist, to help them move forward after they've had a stroke, after they've been through all the hospitalized and outpatient services. So this is a community service. So I can appreciate the whole gamut of where we're at, and we don't want to get there, right? It happens. Sometimes we can't prevent it, but let's try the best we can to prevent having that occur. Okay. So I'm going to go through some of the slides here. Hopefully I can see how to progress the slide. That's one of my challenges with this computer. So is Mike is still here. Mike, how do I go to the next slide from this laptop?
Okay, so I think it's just that it was on Zoom, and then you just use the arrows.
Forward arrow. Thank you. So in our agenda, we're going to talk about healthy brain, which means healthy life, right? Tips for your fit brain across the lifespan, an action plan of what you can do, and resources that you'll have access to. Whether you're a Kaiser member or not, you will have access to all of the Kaiser, almost all of the Kaiser information that is available on kp.org. Remember, whether you're at home or you're here in the conference room, whatever's said here stays here as far as personal information. My personal information, your personal information. We don't share that. We don't share it on social media, right? So, but this is being recorded, I believe. And so you have access to this later. Just make sure that, again, you keep things confidential. It's not shared widely. However, I do want you to share the information that you learn that's going to help you with your brain fitness and help others that you love and care for. So I would like someone to raise their hand and volunteer to read this out loud for me. Yes, thank you. Did you notice what she did? She is an adult. And this is what we do. We understand context and we skip over some things sometimes, right? So you may read the sentence many times and still not notice that it contains the word twice each time it is used. That is basic efficiency that our human brain does. But it can sometimes lead us astray. So we have to pay attention. So what's so cool about our brain is that we can grow, we can learn, we can get new brain cells, otherwise known as neurons, even though about, I don't know, maybe like 10, 12 years ago, they thought that we were only had so many brain cells for our life, and then that was it. But we have at least 86 million or billion brain cells in our body right now. And those neurons, those brain cells, have a couple of ways that they communicate. They communicate using neurotransmitters. Have you ever heard of that thing before? Well, what they use the neurotransmitter for is from brain cell to brain cell. And they use that neurotransmitter to connect through what's called a synapse. So these synapses are, I'm trying to go back. These synapses are really critical to forming new pathways. So when, for example, one of my clients might have had a stroke, I can't necessarily get that part of the brain back working. However, I can help them form new neural pathways by re-education, practice, and then moving forward. Okay, so this is what's so cool. And as therapists, we knew that that was possible way back when because of the experience, right? You've had a lot of experience in your particular jobs in your life and your experiences in life in general, and you know things about the world and about how things work. So until we get the research, though, we don't have a definitive way to say, yes, this happens. And now the research is out that, yes, we can do this. We can form new neural pathways. So that's super exciting. And that is called neuroplasticity, when we can form new pathways. How do we do that, though? That's the question, right? So these are the ways that we can bring new neural pathways into our lives. Besides this, I'm going to talk about it briefly when I talk about the balanced diet. You know about the rainbow diet, right? The rainbow veggies. You want to get a lot of the green leafy veggies because those are so great for our brain and our body and our gut. How many people have heard about the gut microbiome? Yeah, only in the last 10 years has it been scientifically proven that 90% of the neurotransmitters in our body, the neurotransmitters, are actually made or produced in the gut. So follow your gut was not far off. Right? Isn't that so cool that a lot of these things that we had in the back of our brains have actually been proven? Now, what is the gut microbiome? That's where we want to keep the healthy bacteria going in our digestive system so that when we eat these good foods, the gut can process them and take the nutrients it needs to make those neurotransmitters to send to the brain to help the brain function properly, right? So that's what's really cool about science besides all the other stuff we know. Physical activity. One of my friends that was here earlier said, I go to the gym every day. Excellent. We also need to let our body rest. So maybe they're going to the gym every day. Maybe they're doing weight training one day. Maybe they're doing cardio the next day. Maybe they're doing yoga the next day. And I love that there's a lot of gyms options out there for our Kaiser family now. And then stress management. And we're going to go into each of these a little bit more in depth, but I'm going to say stress management, mental stimulation, adequate sleep, and social interaction. How many people have watched that Netflix series on the Blue Zone or Live to Be 100? So interesting. How many people have heard of the Mediterranean diet? Right? Yeah, a lot more people have heard of the Mediterranean diet, and that has to go along with it. So you can always look up TED Talks, Dr. Suzuki, if you'd like to be encouraged to exercise more because she's very enthusiastic, right? And she has really obviously good information. So as all of us here, including myself, if we want to increase our neuroplasticity, if we want to increase what we call our cognitive reserve, that stuff, that brain, that bigger hippocampus, that better, stronger prefrontal cortex, then we need to get exercising because individuals who lead mentally stimulating lives through education, occupation, and leisure activities seem to have 35 to 40% less risk of manifesting Alzheimer's disease. Manifesting. The study in 1988 showed in the Annuals of Neurology that looking at the brains of 137 folks who passed away with Alzheimer's, actually not of Alzheimer's, but 37 people who donated their brains to science, they looked at their brains. They didn't have a diagnosis necessarily or not. So what they found in those 137 brains is that there were some that has Alzheimer's neuropathy, but had no clinical manifestation of the disease. So because they practiced those activities that you see on there, as well as exercise, They were able to keep their brains more fit and able to not have the Alzheimer's neurofibrillary tangles affect their thinking. So we can do something to help ourselves. And what else can we do besides exercise? We can work on de-stressing ourselves, right? You think, oh, I'm retired. You're retired. People say, oh, you're retired. You have no stress, right? Ha. You know that's not true. It's just different, right? It's a different kind of stress in your life. And that is still stress. And what you may or may not realize, and I wasn't really aware of this until I experienced it as a mom, a parent who has, I have 14 and 15-year-old boys, and the stress is different. And as you're working and having your family life and you're working on that balance, stress, you may not realize that it's with you like all the time, that it's a chronic stress that you just keep going because you have to, right? But that chronic stress is the worst kind of stress we can keep on us. So to be aware, take those moments right now. Let's all just take a deep breath in and exhale. And then just breathe normally. By taking those mini breaks or doing a little bit more breathing meditation exercises, we can reshape how our body manages stress. And one of those things that add to the stress are negative thoughts, right? You've heard probably the power of positive thinking. Hands up if you've ever heard of the power of positive thinking. That's how I grew up. I think that was right when I was in high school, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." Well, actually, it is. It is. You have to be real and realistic in life, but having gratitude for what's coming towards you and trying not to let those negative experiences stick like Velcro, because that's what they kind of do. And then they niggle at our brains, right? And they say, "Oh, you're not doing this," or, "Oh, you're not doing that," right? So you're don't wanna listen to that bad information that your brain is giving you, those automatic thoughts, right? So you want to make sure that you don't follow this rule here that Rick Hansen says, "Mind is Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones." Let's flip that, and let's say the brain can be positive for the negative experiences and Teflon, positive Velcro for the positive experiences, and Teflon for the negative ones. So, cognitive behavioral therapy or the cognitive behavioral model is one way that we can change our thinking. Has anyone ever experienced or know somebody that experienced cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT? Great. So you have a little heads up on this. What it is it's a way that you can think about an activity or think about an event. So you can do this ahead of time or you can do it in the moment, but especially ahead of time is better because you can make a plan. So say you're being snubbed by someone you know. What would be something that would be a physical feeling that you might have because of that? Hands up. Any in the chat? Anything in the chat? Yes. A headache. So you feel maybe tension in your shoulders that goes up and gives you a headache. Thank you so much. So you can have some physical symptoms of this being snubbed by someone you know. You're like, oh, my blood pressure just went up. I get flushed. I get like this autonomic response and I get flushed. What are some feelings you might be feeling if you've been snubbed by someone you know? Yeah, anger. You might be a little angry. Why are they acting that way? Or like sad. Well, what did I do now that, why are they doing that? And I feel like rejected, right? So these that I'm saying out loud are some of the automatic thoughts. Oh, they don't like me now. Or what did I do? Or maybe you're like, oh, what's wrong with them? Right? So those are the automatic thoughts. And so then we have this automatic behavior, this knee jerk reaction, right? That we have, and we might snub them back, right? My 14 and 15-year-old boys are like that. They have that reactive. And as a new parent, I was reactive. And so I had to relearn how to respond instead of react. So that's what we can do with alternate thinking. Okay. So maybe they didn't see me. So maybe they just, they were busy and they had that one track mind. You've never been like that, right? You never like went and did your thing and didn't realize that you had driven home and didn't realize how you got there. Yeah, right? Maybe they were in a hurry, or maybe they're having a bad day. There, but for the grace of God, go I, right? That's my thought a lot of times. So, those are the alternative thoughts. And what could be our action plan? So, Mike handed out some ways for you to have an action plan of what you can do. I also have some activity sheets up here for the alternative thinking you can grab later if you'd like to practice this with something that you're feeling in the future. All of these handouts will be available going through our website, and Mike will put links in there for that.
If I could just jump in, a quick note, I ran out of the handouts, but I posted them all out on the Acera page, acera.org/healthfair. And you can find those under the Kaiser section. And for the people at home on Zoom, those 4 handouts are there in the Kaiser section at acera.org/healthfair.
Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate that. So our action plan might be to check with them, to go to the source and just check in. Maybe we text them, maybe we give them a call, right? Say, hey, I happen to see you. What's up? So good to see you. It brought back memories of blah, 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 right? Good things. So what are some brain fitness tips? I want you to start throwing some things out there because I know you already have some good ideas. Go ahead and popcorn out. Any good brain fitness tips that you have? I know you do. Yes. Exercise. Thank you. What else? Computer games. Yes. Walking. Thank you. Exercise. Yes. Reading, and not just reading regular books that you always read, maybe trying to flip it around and say, I really love to listen to the crime books on tape. Currently, I'm trying to think of her name right now. I'll find it and I'll let you know. But I'm totally onto her. I think it's Ann Cleves. So I'm really into her stories, right? I love listening to them on Libby that I have on my app on my phone. So maybe I'll switch it up and listen to a parenting book for teenagers in the interim to help my brain a little bit more, right? So I'm going to just switch, or maybe I'll do a history thing because I'm really curious about this event that happened in whenever. Okay. So that's really cool. So what else? Yes, Mike. Meditation. So everybody might think, or you may think meditation, oh, that's so hard, or that's so weird, or I can't keep my mind from like going off onto different tangents. It's okay. That's what's expected with meditation. It's supposed to kind of go off and then you regroup and bring it back. That's what meditation is all about. So that's okay. Also, memorizing something. Memorizing a phone number after my boys had gotten to the age of 4 and started like getting their own lives, I could like remember a phone number again. When someone gave me all those digits, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I have a brain again, right? We can regroup on those pathways no matter how old we are. But that goes back to something else, and that is getting enough rest. If we don't get enough sleep, we cannot function. If you are looking at your screens, and you may or may not have heard this because you may or may not have kids my age, or you may not have grandkids my age, but if you are looking at your blue screen on your phone at night before you sleep or the TV, you will not rest as well. The idea out there from all the experts right now is to turn off all the screens at least 30 minutes before going to sleep. Has anybody heard that before? So some have, some haven't. So that's important to know because you need to know this information. So turn off those screens 30 minutes before. What do? You do a jigsaw puzzle. You do a crossword. I'm into Sudoku right now. I'm in medium. I'm trying to get to hard, but it's tricky. So I'm still working on that. What else can you do? Would you do your app things on the computer? No, you wouldn't do those brain things right before bed. We're going to just shut that down a half hour before sleep. What about taking a class? Like you're here, learning a new skill, learning new information, catching those negative thoughts and practicing alternate ones. So, not just catching them, but actually changing and practicing alternate ones. And that's as a parent, that's what I'm struggling with, and I'm working on it. Doing okay. Including physical activity we talked about. What about how many people play a musical instrument or used to? Yeah, pick it up again or try something new. What a great time in life to do something like that. So stimulating. Or listen to different music. So you can I listen to a lot of rap. Wonder why? Because it's the thing that Juice World, he's the best, you know? Even though he's passed on, he was one of the best freestyle rappers out there. And he has a lot of cred from me. I'm like, dude, you got this. Don't like the words, not thrilled with the language, but I'm changing my brain by listening to these different musical styles. Every once in a while, we'll get in the orchestral music, some of the jazz. My one boy plays saxophone, so he got into Kenny G. It was so cute. He's 13. He's all into Kenny G. I was like trying to get us to a concert, and they're all at casinos or at Vegas. We can't do that. They won't let anyone under 21 in there. So I'm like, oh, I got to find a concert that he can go to because he's kind of stepped away from that. We need to keep going, try new things. And then socializing, so important. So we need to meet new people. We need to stay in contact with the people we already know. Maybe we are in contact with our friends that we've had since childhood. Maybe we have contacts from our work. Whatever it is, keep those active and keep trying to build new bridges to others. Volunteering is another good way to do that, and traveling. Traveling, I always said that when I got to be 55, I would start going to elder hostel things because I thought that was so cool because I loved youth hostels in my youth. And Elder Hostel is now Rhodes Scholar. So I have to still work on that, but I've got young kids, so I've got to do one step at a time. Now, what is the one thing that you're going to do? So that's in that action plan. So if you look at your action plan, and I will hold it up for the folks who are at home. I just have to find it in my handouts here underneath the podium. I want you to think about what you're going to do though. And for those people who have the survey in hand, I would like you to please fill that out for me and to let my group know where I'm at and how I'm doing. And I don't see that. So I'm going to ask someone to please hand me that. Oops, careful, sweet. Thank you so much. Good balance. That is rocking, dude. That is so good. Balance, coordination, because we're keeping physically active. Another great thing. And it helps our brain because in the back of our brain, that is the fight flight, right? That was triggered a little bit. He was able to respond and react. And that's another great benefit from keeping our brains fit is balance and coordination. So here is the handout for the personal action plan. Okay, this is in your information, either online or here. And what you're going to do is you're going to think about what you want to do to make a change in your life, given the information that you were given today. What are you going to do? If you want to raise your hand, you can. And what you want to start off with is a little tiny step, because if we make that one thing too big, then we're not going to be able to achieve it. So me saying I'm going to start marathoning is not going to be a good goal for after this class. So I'm going to say maybe I'm going to do 2 walks with my son and the dog this week. So starting from today, I'm going to walk with my son. I made that commitment about a week and a half ago when I gave a similar talk. And I didn't think about it, but I said, I'm going to do it 2 times with the dog walking with my son. and it's going to be the long loop around the neighborhood. So I was kind of specific, but I didn't say what days, but I just said 2 times. And you know what? I did it without even like planning or thinking about it. It actually happened. So when we set it a goal, it's really helpful just to even set the goal because we can achieve things that we don't realize we can. You guys have so much potential. We all have so much potential that we're not tapping into. So I would like you to think about that one thing. If you want to popcorn out what you want to do and what you want to work on, anybody want to share? You don't have to, but you can. You can online too if you want to pop it in there. No names. Okay, so these are the resources. So anything kp.org/self-care, you're going to find some great information. If you are a KP member, did you know that you can get the Calm or Headspace Care apps for free? You can get that extended version of those. So on your phone, you can look up Calm, you can put it on your phone, and then you go to your kp.org, you sign in, and then you find where it says Calm app, and then you click on that, and it'll connect it to Calm, and it will give you that extended version. What is Calm? It's an app that provides some guided meditation. It gives you some stories to fall asleep with. So, and they're read by celebrities. So who knows? I think there's some celebrities I'd like to fall asleep listening to, and maybe some I wouldn't, right? But and then that's the Calm one. And then a Headspace Care is an app that allows one-to-one text communication 24/7 from coaches. And you can utilize them for, let me just see if I can find this out here real quick. You can find that information online here. And here it is. You can go over different areas where you're having troubles. Maybe you're having depression or anxiety, pain or trauma, recovery, or any of those different types of issues. And Headspace Care can help you. You have a Kaiser benefit of at least 90 days. I'm not sure with the retiree plan, you might have more. You guys have some really great bennies. Also, KP also has a lot of health education classes that you can sign up for. And then, of course, the Alzheimer's Association also has great information and resources. Yes. Okay. I have someone in the audience here who said that they've taken one of the health education classes called Lifestyle Medicine. She said it's really been great, life-changing, and really recommends it. And where did you take that at? It's an online class. Awesome. Mm-hmm. But the texture and everything, huh? So, what I will not say your name, but she is saying that it's a 12-week program once a week. She's already taken it once. She's going to take it again because it's really allowed her to enjoy the veggies more because she's always had struggle with having too much sweets. And we have actually found out that there's certain neurotransmitters that are triggered when you eat sweets to want more sweets or if you eat flavor enhancers, to want more flavor enhancers. So it's now been scientifically proven. So when you can have support like that in that lifestyle medicine health education class, it's provided by health educators out of San Francisco and Dublin. You can sign up for that class and it's online and very accessible. Yes, sir. You have a question or a comment? No? Anybody else have? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. So the department is lifestyle medicine, but the class is actually called plant-based diet. Awesome. So they offer a lot of different classes with a lot of different recipes, some food, and they also offer other types of classes as well. Okay. Oh, thank you. Ah, we're getting more information, and the information is that you have to take this plant-based diet first, that class first, and then you can take the 12-week class. So you have to do that preemptory class, and then you can take the lifestyle medicine 12-week class, and you're going to take it again. And I love that you're excited about your cucumbers and the flavor and the texture and the everything. Is anybody else have any other information or anything they want to share? Anything they're going to do next? Yes. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So you get the things that you want, that comfort food. She said she puts a little bit of like the comfort food, like the meatloaf or a little bit of the mashed potatoes, a little bit of the other, just little dots on her plate. But then she fills up the rest of her plate with the salads. And that's what's given her that impetus to want to continue. And it's a very soft approach, she said. So awesome. And it's because of the class. I love it. That's how we learn. That's why you're here today. I want to thank you all so much. Is there any more questions or concerns? Yes. Okay, so the question is, are online games really beneficial? Well, yes, they are. If that's the only thing you're doing, then no, they're not. Right? So you have to do everything in moderation. I have an app for my brain games too, but I don't do them all the time on there. I end up doing my paper and pencil Sudoku, or I do the matching games on there when I'm just waiting for my boys at a soccer practice or something. So we have different ways to manage and moderate. Good question. Thank you guys. And thank you so much for your input. Anything else? Thank you so much for being here today. Please fill out your feedback forms. Online people, thank you. Online folks, please fill out this online QR code. Take a picture of it with your phone and get that filled out for me, please, online folks. I really appreciate everyone's attention and help today to make this a really enjoyable presentation.